If books could talk, today we would converse with the Almanac of Naval Ravikant.
Dear Teacher Naval, since childhood we have been taught that just by making an effort we will succeed, and hard work will lead to wealth. But why do you say this is the biggest cognitive trap of this century? Isn't effort the key to achieving success?
Effort is indeed a necessary condition for success, but it is not a sufficient condition.
So, does that mean you can succeed without any effort?
Not like that. What I mean is, if wealth were solely based on busyness, taxi drivers would have become billionaires a long time ago.
That hits hard. But why has my friend worked tirelessly from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week for 5 years and still only earns $20 million a month, while many others easily make money without any hard work?
Because they are using time to exchange for money. That's called linear income.
Linear income? What about nonlinear income?
True wealth comes from leverage, a way to create value once and benefit from it many times thereafter.
Leverage sounds like a sophisticated financial term. What do you specifically mean, teacher?
Leverage is a tool that helps expand the value you create.
Could you explain in more detail what types of leverage can we utilize?
Programming, content creation, capital utilization are all common levers in today's era.
So, do you mean that just being diligent is not enough? And we also need to find the right direction. Is it possible that my daily overtime work is just a waste of effort?
Being busy is simply a painkiller for the poor.
The way the teacher uses metaphors really makes people startle.
Most people use tactical diligence to hide strategic laziness. They are afraid to stop and think long term.
This statement needs time to be thoroughly digested. What you mean is that we are too caught up with inefficient tasks, so we don't have time to think about how to do better, right?
Exactly.
So what should I do? Does everyone have to start a business or learn coding to have a chance to change their life?
Not necessarily. Just find the field you excel in and use leverage to amplify the value in that field.
For example, how?
For example, even as a chef, you can make tutorial videos, sell recipes, or open a chain of stores to multiply the value you create.
And what about relationships? We often hear the saying, connections are also money. As long as you get to know someone good, can they take you further?
The essence of a relationship is the exchange of value, not merely relying on others to achieve one's goals.
So how can we truly understand the relationship? So how to understand relationships correctly?
First, turn yourself into an exchangeable product before considering building connections. This means you need to make yourself valuable first.
I used to think that the more people you know, the easier it would be to succeed, but it turns out that was just a misconception.
In the digital age, focusing on building a personal brand is even more important than superficial social relationships. Therefore, instead of focusing too much on social networks, we should spend less time on socializing and more on creativity. Those who are truly successful often choose to create independently rather than waste time on ineffective relationships. You ask me about the 3 key levers to change your life? Let me clarify the path for you. 1. Technological leverage. This is the use of technology to replicate time. For example, when you write software, that software can be sold countless times without you needing to invest additional time for each sale. 2. Content leverage. Utilize knowledge to create impact. Content leverage. Harnessing knowledge to create impact. This is not just about becoming famous on social media, but truly about recording your insights and thoughts to continuously create value. It sounds ideal, but does it really bring economic benefits? I once posted an article and it brought in value worth millions of US dollars. You might wonder how many followers you need to achieve that. It's not the number of followers, but the quality of the content you share and its impact. That can be achieved by conveying unique ideas, attracting the right group of like-minded people, and from there, the number of followers will naturally increase. 3. Financial leverage. This is the act of making money work for you. Financial leverage. This is letting money work for you. What can you invest in? It's not just stocks. It also includes reinvesting profits into products or your own skills to continue earning. You might wonder, how can I save with a low salary? Without money, what can you invest with? This is not a vicious cycle if you start with a small capital and gradually accumulate by persistently following a solid path. Remember that wealth comes from creating value, not from pure saving. First, learn how to use skill leverage, then move on to financial leverage. One final thing that you might find hard to believe. I was once in a state of poverty during my youth, but it was precisely by applying these principles that I gradually achieved financial freedom. Correct perception and persistent action will lead you to a better life. True or false? Anyone can do it. Anyone is capable. The important thing is to break the limits of thinking.
All right, let's say I believe it. But why is it said that creators earn more than operators? Aren't the top technical experts the ones who are most sought after?
The designer of the iPhone earns more than the assembler of the iPhone.
This example is really easy to understand.
The creator defines the rules of the game. The operator only plays according to the existing rules.
Hearing that is just mind-blowing. That's why programmers earn more than those who run the programs.
Usually, that's how it is. The creator of a unique product receives exponential profits. As for those who provide substitute labor, they only receive linear rewards.
What about the endless overtime like 996? Isn't this the reality for most people? Are you suggesting that Mai should quit her job?
No need to take a break immediately.
So what should we do?
Every day, take some time to learn and create. Build a lever for the future. View work as tuition for learning, not the entirety of life.
How is this different from the saying, the small become rich through hard work, the big become rich through fate? Isn't it still up to fate?
Fate deals you the cards, but the choice is yours.
Sounds like you're giving a lecture on success, huh?
In today's internet age, leverage is at your fingertips. Fairer than any period in history.
But I just want to make money to buy a house, get married, and live a comfortable life. Does it really have to be that complicated?
Being truly rich means having freedom of time, not just accumulating material wealth.
Freedom of time. Isn't it only for those who have money?
If your assets require you to sell your time in exchange, then it's not true freedom.
The rich people around me are busy every day from morning till night. Where is freedom, really?
Maybe they have fallen into the busy trap.
The busy trap? Another new concept?
True success is doing what you love so much that you don't want to retire. Wealth is just a byproduct.
Wait a minute. You mean finding something you truly love, then effort is no longer a burden, right?
To be precise, find a job where you have both innate talent and someone willing to pay for it. Sounds ideal, doesn't it? Both advantages and market.
But what if you don't know what you're passionate about right now?
Experiment with new things. Keep your curiosity alive.
Sounds reasonable, but specifically how to find it?
Focus on activities that make you lose track of time. Your passion is hidden there.
Listening to you, I realize that many people around me are working as if they are using hard work to cover up themselves, avoiding thinking about the direction of their lives.
That's right. Choosing the right playground is more important than putting all your effort into a wrong game. The key lies in choosing the right race, instead of sprinting at full speed on a wrong path. Exponential growth surpasses the grind of the beaten path.
So, how do you know if you're in the right game?
Ask yourself, can this bring long-term benefits? Are there any other questions to ask myself? Am I creating or merely repeating? Will my value increase or decrease over time?
In short, instead of bowing your head and working diligently, lift your head and set your direction. Finding a direction that provides leverage for yourself.
That's right. Design a system where time works for you instead of constantly trading time for money. Become the best version of yourself instead of living up to the expectations of others.
The last question, if tomorrow is the end of the world, would you still continue doing this?
Of course.
Why do you still think about that even during the apocalypse?
True success is living in this moment and doing something meaningful, regardless of what tomorrow may bring. Financial freedom is just a tool for having more choices, not a life goal.
Today's conversation really woke me up. You have changed my perspective on success and wealth. So if you had to share a core piece of advice with everyone in one sentence, what would it be?
Stop exchanging time for money and start creating personal leverage that brings long-term value. Freedom of time is the real asset.